if you're spending money on Facebook and Instagram, this is how it works. Now, for targeting, Facebook works on a pinpoint plus radius. You spent £300 and you've got £3,000 out, and then you would just rinse and repeat that cycle. So what you want to have in your mind is roughly, how much am I going to have to spend here? How many people am I going to have to speak to in order to get a customer? If I can get one homeowner's details for £20, then you ask, how many of these leads do I need to get? Hey guys, my name is Rob, CEO here at Use Growth. We're the experts in home improvement marketing. We're returning millions in revenue to our clients, and today we're just going to shoot a little video which is a little bit more technical. But if you've already started spending money on paid advertising methods, then I'm just going to give you the broad strokes on why that may not have been successful and how you can do it better next time. And of course, if you ever have any questions or you need leads, then you know you can come to us as well. So let's jump in. Let's just imagine that we're spending money on Facebook and Instagram. This is how it works. First, you have a campaign. Inside of the campaign, you have the ads that you want to run, and then you have so this is an ad, and then you have a form that you want people to fill in. And I should say this is specifically for lead generation, okay? So you have the ad, and then you have the form. Now that's it. That's all that the person filling in the form, the users on Facebook, will see. But inside of here, there's actually a lot more going on. So you've got the ad campaign that's made up of ad sets and then individual ads. Inside of there, you've got targeting, and then you've also got other choices. You've got what type of campaign you want to run. So there's a lot of different variables to what goes into building a successful campaign. What I'm going to do is tell you how we recommend that, how we do it, and then how we recommend you do it at the same time. First up, you set a campaign. You then set a lead generation campaign up. We have lead generation campaign. This is a type of campaign that you can run. Now, what you're doing here is you're telling Facebook, hi Facebook, I want you to run a lead generation campaign on Facebook to the people that I'm going to tell you to target. So then now let's move on to the targeting stage. But these lead generation campaigns, if you want to generate leads, don't really mess around with anything else. There are lots of other things you can do. Just spend lead generation, just set lead generation, and that's that. Now, for targeting, Facebook works on a pinpoint plus radius. So what it does is Facebook knows basically where you live, and then it allows you to target people living in this location or living around this location. It's changed a couple times over the years, but if you keep it very general, Facebook knows roughly how many people are inside this radius. So let's say this is a 20-mile radius, okay? And then the postcode is, I'm from Kent myself, but I did live in this postcode once, okay? So at a 20-mile radius of this W14 postcode, that's actually gonna be a shit ton of people. Maybe more like a 2-mile radius from this postcode would still be like 1 or 2 million people. But let's say you're a big national company. Well, a 20-mile radius here from W14 is all of London, and then obviously a lot more than that. So that's actually probably like 20 million people. So we've got 1 here, and then we've got 2, and then we've got 3 in that kind of order. We've got the campaign, the type of campaign you want to run, you've got the targeting, and then you've got the ad. Now that pretty much is a Facebook campaign. Now there's loads and loads of little things you could go into here, but that is roughly how a Facebook campaign works, and then how you can start getting leads. Got the campaign, you've got the ad and the copy you want to run, you tell them that you want to fill in a form or not, and then you then set your targeting up. And then finally, number 4 is just the budgets and how much you want to spend. What marketers use is they expect to get a certain cost, and then they will spend a certain amount basically they expect to get a lead for, and then they will spend typically 1 times that cost, or 2 times, 3 times, etc., to start dialing down how much that they can predictably get leads in for you. So what I mean there is, in the home improvement industry, we know that if your average order value is, let's say, £3,000, then you know that if you spend £300 on Facebook advertising, and then you got 1 customer for that, well, then you spent 10% of your average order value. Now, we know you guys like stats, so that's a 10% market spend, which would be very, very good. You spent £300 and you've got £3,000 out, and then you would just rinse and repeat that cycle. But the question is, how many people do you have to speak to how many people do you get to fill in this form or click this ad and then fill in the form to then eventually get one sale. So what you want to have in your mind is roughly how much am I going to have to spend here? How many people am I going to have to speak to in order to get a customer? Now in the home improvement niche, of course, it's going to be leads. You call the leads, you go and do a quote or a survey, and then you then try and close as many as you can. Now in the Facebook marketing world, we know very, very clearly that a cost per lead in the home improvement niche can be anywhere from £5 to £40. Now it really, really depends on what you're offering. But so let's just meet in the middle, let's say, and let's say you can expect leads for £20. So this is what you're expecting. You're expecting to get a lead for £20. Now you can start to zoom out and go, okay, if I can achieve this through this little setup here, if I can get one homeowner's details for £20, then you ask, how many of these leads do I need to get? And just as I gave you an analogy before, if your average order value is £3,000, then spending £300 would mean that you are operating at 10%. So you're putting £10 in and £100 out. If you were then expecting to get leads for £20, then we would say spend 10 times that and then try and get a sale from that amount. So we would then say spend £200, okay? Once you spent £200, you will have 10 leads. Once you then have those 10 leads, then you might get, for example, 8 phone calls. And then from those 8 phone calls, you might then eventually end up with 2 sales. And then in between, then obviously you guys know you're going to go and give a certain amount of appointments, certain amount of quotes, certain amount of surveys in order to get those 2 sales. And then that's very, very simply how Facebook and Instagram works. And that's a very kind of broad strokes look at it. There's lots of little individual variables. Sometimes when you spend money on Facebook, they've changed the settings. So Facebook won't allow you to target people exclusively living in here. So sometimes Facebook's targeting goes a little bit outside of that. So then sometimes you get some leads out of areas. So guys, thanks very much for watching today. That is roughly how spending money on Facebook and Instagram campaigns can turn into leads and then eventually turn into customers. You always need to know roughly how much am I going to put in and roughly how much am I going to put out. Anywhere between £10 to £20 in for every £100, you're on good steady ground there, and then there's always lots of improvements you can make. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to see me answer anything specific, then just simply leave a comment or send us a message, send us an email, and then we'll get back to you. Apart from that, thanks very much for watching. Hope it was useful. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out some of our other videos right here. And don't forget to subscribe down below so you never miss out on our new content. We've got lots more coming your way. See you soon.